Hey friends, happy Monday. I am traveling over here but wanted to drop you a note because I had a really interesting email come to me this weekend. And in it, the woman explained to me that she has been looking for jobs abroad and that she has not yet been able to figure out the visa situation. And what she said really struck home with me because she said, I've heard from multiple employers that they're interested in hiring me once I have the right to work or once I have the right visa. Now, this is a catch-22 because for the vast majority of us, I would say 90%, in order to get the visa, in order to have the right to work, we have to first find a job, right? So for 90% of us, in order to be able to get a visa, we have to find employment. Now, there are some cases, for example, if you are on a spousal visa, or if maybe you are someone who's from like a Commonwealth and you can go on a Commonwealth visa, there are ways that you can apply and get the right to work first. And then you can go in and it makes it obviously much easier at that point to job hunt. But again, that's really only about, I think, 10% or less. Most people, myself included, have to be able to seek and find a job and then have that company sponsor us. So if a company tells us, hey, go get the right to work, and then we'll talk about your application, what they're really kind of saying is, sorry, but we're not interested. And that's the harsh reality of it, knowing that if you do get the right to work and you do get the visa, it's not going to be with that company, it's going to be with a different company. So there's a few things you can do when you hear this. One is recognize that you haven't yet sold your skills and the value that you can add. Meaning if they're coming back to you and just saying you need to have the right to work, then you haven't really done your part at showcasing your skills, experience, and how it can add tremendous value to that business. And I want you to ask a couple questions, like did you just apply online? Did you connect with anyone like the hiring manager before you submitted your application? Did you have a conversation with someone in the business before you put in your application? And if the answer is no, then there's a good chance that your resume is not selling you. Your resume isn't selling you. You probably don't have an international resume that really like stands out, and you haven't been getting warm leads. And that's why HR is giving you this kind of, or recruiting, or the hiring manager is giving you kind of this like stock answer of go find a visa, which they know is impossible, and then come back to us, okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing is that you have to, if you do feel like you have been selling your skills and you have had conversations with the hiring manager and this is the response you get, then you can always go back to them and have a little bit of discussion. And I always recommend that you try to get someone on the phone more than just write back on an email. But the typical, like there are going to be typical visa objections that happen throughout your course of looking for work internationally. And your ability to be able to address those objections, address them professionally, and really spin them in your favor could be the difference between, hey, go find a visa, and you're right, you know what, we're interested actually in sponsoring you. So in this case, when it's about go find a visa and then come back to us, you can go a few different options depending on where you are in the application process. You can say, I completely understand where you're coming from, but in the event that I do go and obtain a visa to work, it's going to be with another organization. And you're the organization I want to work for. So I would hate to miss this opportunity to have a conversation about what my value could be to the company, all right? Or if they, same thing, same response back, that they say go get a visa and then come back. You can say, I completely understand where you're coming from, and I would love to have a discussion about if my skills and experience are at a value add for the company at this particular moment. and where I could help fit into the business. So you're reframing it. You're reframing it from a visa discussion to a, okay, wait, before I go down that, we start talking about this, can you just clarify for me whether it's the visa or if it's my skills and experience? Because if it's your skills and experience, then that's different, right? Like if they don't need your skills and experience right now, or you're not what they're looking for, I'd much rather you hear that so that you have some closure and know, okay, maybe that wasn't the right lead, then this is only about the visa and they won't sponsor you, etc. If they decide, they say something like from there, we don't sponsor at this level, or this isn't a job that we're sponsoring for, now you know that it's not your skills and experience. So you can go back in and explain why you're so excited, qualified, and able to add value to this role, even more so with a different perspective than maybe what they would hire in a local candidate pool. So those are two different ways that you can handle the visa objection. The worst way to handle is just to respond back and say, okay, I'll work on it, and then you know that you can't, there's nothing you can do, your hands are tied. We don't control international visa regulations here. So unless all of a sudden you're going to come up with, different passport or get married or something like that, then we're going to have to find ways to jump the visa hurdle. And one of the best ways to do that is to know the common objections and know how to position yourself to jump those objections, jump the visa hurdle, and be successful. Okay, so if you're getting this response, it means we probably should have a chat because something's amok. Either your international resume, your positioning in the marketplace, or your visa objections and your ability to handle those. So let me know, because we can talk about this and I can help you figure out where you might be getting stuck. Okay, bye everyone.